Si Kun, president of Taiwan's Legislative Assembly, or Yuan, gave a speech on Taiwan Overseas Network where he stated that the country's locally produced Yun Feng supersonic cruise missile is capable of reaching Beijing. In his speech, Yo warned the Chinese government to think twice before invading Taiwan, reminding them Yun Feng supersonic cruise missile is a capability they won't shy away from using. Si Kun said, "Taiwan is not invading China, but China should take Taiwan's ability to attack Beijing into consideration before launching an invasion." The speech also indicated a growing desire in Taiwan to develop a more self-sufficient military-industrial complex so as to prepare more freely against a possible Chinese invasion attempt. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Taiwan's indigenous Yun Feng supersonic missile is a terrifying prospect for China. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by the free-to-play military vehicle combat game War Thunder. We talk a lot about military vehicles on this channel, but what about trying them out for yourself? In War Thunder, you can choose from more than 1,200 playable vehicles from the 1930s to the 1990s and go to battle on more than 80 theaters of war. You can fly aircraft, helicopters, drive tanks, and command ships of all types and sizes, which have been carefully recreated from their real-world counterparts. It's available as a free download on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One with cross-platform support. So grab your friends and give it a try. All viewers of Defense Updates that register using the link in the description below will also get a free premium tank, aircraft, or ship and 3 days of premium account time as a bonus. There is increasing concern that China may launch an offensive on Taiwan since the world is focused on Ukraine. China considers Taiwan as part of its territory and is willing to bring it back into its fold, even if it requires force. China claims almost 90% of the South China Sea. It's said that it has indisputable sovereignty over the area. Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan have disputed these claims. Taiwan Strait is part of the larger dispute of the South China Sea region. Recently, Chinese military officials have directly warned their U.S. counterparts to avoid the Taiwan Strait, claiming it is not international waters. The United States, along with the vast majority of the international community, does not accept China's claims in this regard. This also comes as U.S. President Joe Biden recently vowed to defend Taiwan amid a crisis, although the statement was walked back to a degree, and it seems the U.S. will continue with its policy of maintaining ambiguity to keep China guessing. Yun Feng means cloud peak. Limited information is available regarding the missile. The missile was developed by the NCSIST, or National Zhongshan Institute of Science and Technology. It's said to have a range of about 2,000 kilometers, or 1,240 miles. Beijing is located around 1,150 miles from Taiwan. It has a ramjet engine with a solid rocket booster, capable of a speed of 1,030 meters per second, or Mach 3. It can carry a semi-armor-piercing, high-explosive, and fragmentation warhead. The missile is one of the few assets within Taiwan's arsenal which can reach targets in the North and Central People's Republic of China. Development may have been started as far back as the Lee Teng-Hui administration, but official reports of its existence did not surface until 2012. Test flights of the Yun Feng were concealed within the HF-3 Brave Wind supersonic anti-ship missile test flight program. In 2016, the Ministry of National Defense, MND, denied reports that the missile program was terminated. The speculation was based on a belief that the project would be canceled as a goodwill gesture towards China. The missile was publicly acknowledged for the first time by Defense Minister Shi Kaosheng during a legislative Yuan Joint Committee hearing in October 2021. The missile is being upgraded to function as a satellite launch vehicle by National Chongshan Institute of Science and Technology. This vehicle will be capable of delivering satellites up to 200 kilograms or 440 pounds at a low Earth orbit of around 500 kilometers or 310 miles. It's suspected that the upgrade program will extend the range beyond the current 2,000-kilometer envelope, which puts Beijing well within its striking range. China is separated from Taiwan through the Taiwan Strait, and China will have to move its forces across the strait in case it decides to invade. The strait is 100 miles or 160 kilometers wide. Such an amphibious operation will be one of the most complicated ones, and Taiwan is looking to double down on that situation. Taiwan is thought to be rigging these waters with mines, which will make things exceptionally difficult for the Chinese military. The country has even started inducting the new mine layers for this purpose. To add to this, Taiwan is arming itself with HF-2 and HF-3 anti-ship missiles to take out Chinese warships. Amphibious assaults would also need heavy buildup, which removes chances of a surprise attack. So Taiwan has a natural defensive contour that will certainly be exploited. Ukraine's dogged resistance and counterattack have clearly demonstrated that an invasion attempted can be fought back with asymmetric methods. Taiwan will be using a similar template in case it faces a Chinese onslaught. While Beijing dwarfs Taiwan when it comes to military hardware, Taiwan is not a pushover. It's acquired many American assets, like F-16, and is in the process of getting more than 100 M1A2T Abrams tanks. National Chongshan Institute of Science and Technology reportedly began producing the first batch of 20 missiles and 10 mobile launchers in August 2019. So it's likely that a decent quantity of the missile and launchers have been manufactured. With Yun Feng's supersonic missile, Taiwan has a way to hit back at the Chinese mainland, and this will be a headache for China. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.